Good morning, good morning, good morning, Medusa, Roderick. What's going on? What's going on? Todd, what's going on? PW, what's going on? Well, I know a lot of y'all probably a little surprised I'm going live. Um, and I'm gonna tell you the truth why I'm going live. I basically need to get my watch hours up to monetize the channel because when I took down all my videos like a dummy, I forgot to put them on unlisted. It messed up my watch hours, so I'm not able. And during the food reviews, like the short videos under 10 minutes, it's going to damn near take forever to get my watch hours. So I said, well, you know what? Um, my channel is going to be main focus on food and food reviews and unbiased reviews on food, which I'm still continuing that. But I got to get these watch hours up. So, and it's something that I honestly want to talk about, and I'm going to give my unbiased um, unapologetic opinion on this situation. And I'm going to try to be as respectful as possible because someone did lose a life and someone, this woman, Nicole, had, three children from what I heard and things of that nature. But anybody that know how I give it up, I have to tell it like it is and keep it real at all times. But I want to first start off by saying rest in peace to her. Um, the whole situation was a tragedy. It didn't have to happen. It could have been prevented. Um, that she has a GoFundMe that raised over $1 million already, and no money. I mean, can bring back a life or anything like that. But it's something that's going to help towards her three children. I don't know if she was married or not. Maybe y'all can educate me in the chat. Um, if she was married or not, but um, nevertheless, three children without their parent, and that's you know, it's a tragedy. If I'm not mistaken, she was in her late 30s, so she was still young. And anybody that lose their life, at that age, it's horrible. And we know how the world is when it comes to white and black. We know when a black person loses their life. Well, let me ask y'all a question. When Sonia, what was her name? Sonia Massey, when she was executed by the police inside her apartment, when they said they feared for her life because she had some boiling water. Um, I didn't fact check this, so I'm asking y'all: was there a GoFundMe for her, and if for her family, and if so, do y'all know around about what the GoFundMe, um, we know was raised for Sonia, for Sona Massey, if I'm saying her name correctly? I'm just curious to know. I just want to kind of want to know. Oh, so she never had a GoFundMe. Okay, okay. No, because the reason why I say that is because you know now Sonia might not have had any children. That part I'm not sure. I don't think she did. But um I thought that with her being executed like that, because the reason why I brought that case up, and I'm going to kind of compare the two, is because I want to talk without emotion on this live, because I'm not emotionally attached to it. So I can be unbiased. I can talk without the emotion, because I noticed what I've been seeing online, a lot of people are very emotional. I was watching on CNN. A lot of people were very emotional and arguing back and forth, and they're making it political. And, it's just, you got to leave that political stuff out of it. And for just for a second. But The reason why I'm comparing the two because, um, for one, the Sona Massey case, she was basically executed, really for nothing, in my opinion, from watching the video. And was there uproar? Yeah, it was. But I noticed, and I'm not trying to be smart, but I noticed when a white woman is executed, or they feel is executed, or the whole world takes notice. And I'm going to give the undeniable raw truth on this live, and some of you might not like it, and that's okay. You can click off, but I'm going to be as respectful as possible. But I have to be honest, and the facts are, this young woman, Nicole, in Minnesota, lost her life prematurely. The Sona Massey, she lost her life prematurely. And I noticed it was a difference. Now, some people may say, well, the reason why they have a GoFundMe because she does have 3 children. Okay, I can give you that. I can add that part because I understand it. Children are beautiful beautiful, you know what I mean? And they're innocent and they deserve to be protected at all costs, in my personal opinion. You know, um so let's you said Sona Massey family, they raised 500,000 to GoFundMe. Okay, cool. So that's good. That's good. So she said Medusa said she just Googled it. All right. So let's talk about the newest situation. I watched the video quite a few times. And I noticed a lot of people online was like, oh, the officer could have got out the way. He could have did this, he could have did that. Now, I'm no fan of how some of the police get down. I'm no fan of it. A lot of them be on power trips. A lot of them use their badge and their power to get over. We see the videos all the time. We see them all over the world of some people being harassed, some things escalating when they don't have to escalate, things of that nature. So, I'm not one of those people that's like a fan of them. Do I think all police officers are bad? No, I don't. But in this situation, watching the video, one thing is clear: whether you agree with the outcome or not, you have to understand this. The officers, whether you agree with them or not, asked her to get out the vehicle. She didn't. She made the choice. And sometimes when you make a choice, you have to deal with the consequences, because I'm going to put myself in her shoes. Now, they were saying, now, I don't know if this is true. Maybe y'all have more information. They were saying that supposedly she was one of those ones that antagonized the ICE officers. Like she was for the protesting and stuff like that, and trying to interfere. That part I honestly don't know. So I'm asking y'all or anybody that come in the chat, or if you watch the playback, maybe you can educate me. Was that true or not? Or because when I saw the video, it looked like she was letting people go past her. Because I didn't understand, why didn't she just drive down the street, like just keep going? Because there was someone that went around her and kept going. So was she down there protesting? Was she interfering, protest? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. They were trying. That's what they were trying to say. But that part, I'm not 100% um sh- um sure. So whether she was down there protesting or she was down there whatever, If an officer gives you an order to get out the vehicle, you have to get out. If I got pulled over or I was in a situation like that, and even if I disliked the officers, I didn't like what they were doing, I didn't like what they stood for, whatever the case may be, right? And they order me out the vehicle. They tell me to get out the vehicle. I'm not going to back up and try to get away because I know that they have guns and they can use deadly force. I'm not even going to take a chance of that even happening. Now, was anybody else in the vehicle with her? Because I heard reports they were stating that she had her kids in the car. That part I'm not sure and I don't know. I hope not. I hope the children didn't have to see that. Um, so I'm really hoping that that wasn't the case. But in this situation, um, she should have got out the vehicle. And if she would have got out the vehicle, she would still be alive. That's the facts. Like I know that some people don't want to hear that, but that's the honest to God truth. If she would have got out the vehicle, and I'm not trying to justify anything. Let me make that clear. I'm not trying to justify. I'm just telling the truth. The truth is, if she would have got out of the vehicle, she wouldn't have lost her life prematurely. Now, right, wrong, and different with the officer, I wasn't. I wasn't standing in front of that SUV, so I can't say. It's easy for us to sit back now and say, "Well, he had enough room to get out the way." Well, you're not standing right there. Someone backing up trying to pull off. You don't know if their intentions are to run you over or not. So you have to have a split second decision to make. Some people could have said, "Hey, you could have just let her go." That's an option. Some people say, "Hey, you could have just shot her tires out." That's an option. Some people say, "Hey, you could have just when she pulled off, got y'all vehicles and chased her." That's another option. But he chose the other option was to use deadly force because he felt like she was using a 1,000 pound, few 1,000 pound vehicle to run him over when she was already ordered to get out the vehicle. It's clear cut, y'all. Right, wrong, and different, whether the officer prematurely um pulled out his weapon and shot, you have to make a split second decision at that moment. And the thing is, if she would have just got out the car in the first place, whether the officer was right or wrong, he wouldn't have had to make that decision because she would be alive because she just would have got out the vehicle. Now everybody's like, "Oh my God, she was such a great person, this, that, and the other." Well, she's such a great person. Why are you not listening to police officers that have guns? I mean, let's just keep it 100 and stop with the BS. I notice when something happens to a Caucasian person, that all of a sudden they're perfect and they this and they that. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, she didn't listen. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Unfortunately, it's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. But I'm not gonna sit up here and have crocodile tears, act like I care when this woman could have. Because let's keep it 100. Let's tell the truth here. If she was black and she would have did it, a lot of white people would have said, "Hey, rest in peace, but you should have listened to the police." Black fatigue. Black fatigue. If it was a black man and the black man didn't listen, see, he should have listened. Black fatigue. That's the problem with these N words. They don't know how to listen to authority. They want to do what they want to do. Now there's a white woman, then all of a sudden she is woe is me. Come on, man. Like, let's tell the truth. I'm so sick of this biasness. Because if the tables was turned and it was a different color, we already know it wouldn't have been as much empathy as everybody is showing. It wouldn't be. We seen it before. We seen it before. Hell, they got more outrage with this than they had with Tamir Rice. Let's just keep it 100. They got more outrage with this than they had with Sona Massey. Let's just keep it 100. Let's just tell the truth. Let's tell the truth. So, Is it a tragedy what happened? Absolutely. But at the same time, let's not act like she had an opportunity. Now, it's different if the ICE agent would have walked up to her and just start shooting right from the rip, like didn't even tell. You know what I mean? Then we having a different conversation. She was ordered to get out the vehicle. She basically said, "Fuck what you saying. I'm getting out of here," and she got a top pop. That's what happened. That's the truth. I know it's harsh. I know that people don't want to deal with it. It's a shame. I wish the woman would have listened and would have got out of the car and she would have went back home to her three beautiful children. But she wanted to be radical. She wanted to do what she wanted to do. She wanted to have white privilege. And that white privilege ran out. That ICE agent didn't give a fuck about her being white. He didn't care about that. You're going to listen. These are, whether you agree with police officers or not, whether you agree with the ICE agents or not, they have authority. When they tell you to do something, you have to do it. That's just how the world is. You might not like it. Don't nobody like to be told what to do. I understand it. I get it. If I get pulled over by a cop and he say whatever, whatever, I might not want to do what he's saying to do, but guess what? I'm going to do it because I want to live for the next day. I'm not going to try to flee from a police officer. I'm not going to try to flee from an ICE agent. I'm not going to give them the reason to put up lead up in me. I'm not. And the facts are, she gave a reason for that officer to do what he did. Now, a lot of people saying, "Oh, the officer need to be, he's a murderer, he's this, he need to do this and do that." Well, hey, if she would have fucking listened, she'll be alive. How about that? See, I'm so sick of people not taking accountability. What about her part in it? You put him in a messed up position. Because the way they were making it seem like the cop that was on the side shot her. No, the cop that was standing right in front of a vehicle that she's backing up trying to move. Today, like, well, look at the tires. The way she backed up, she was trying to get out the way of the officer. This is what you're not understanding. She was told a order to get out the vehicle, and she tried to flee a scene. How many black people have got shot for doing that? Go ahead, I'll wait. How many black people have got shot for fleeing the scene? A bunch of us. And a lot of Caucasian people will say, well, they should listen to the police officer. So keep that same energy when it comes to Nicole. Keep that same energy. We got to stop with this BO shit. This bullshit. You said coming from a nigga that used to be a cop. Absolutely. I was in law enforcement. I'm keeping it 100. So, you can come in here with your emotions or say what used to be or whatever. It is what it is. The truth is the truth. If I was still in law enforcement, I would say the same thing. Whether I'm not biased. Quiet as kept. I don't even like cops. Most of them I don't like because they have power trips. So this ain't me being a supporter of the police because I was in law enforcement at one time. It has nothing to do with it. It's telling it like it is. It's keeping it 100. Like you say that shit like it's supposed to be a diss. Like that don't mean shit to me, dog. It was a good living with a lot of overtime. I was making 6 figures being a CO with that overtime. So shit, it worked for me. I kept my ass safe. Motherfuckers respected me because I treated them with respect, despite them being in a fucking state prison. So if you gonna come in here and troll, you can get the fuck out of here. If you want to come in here and have a real adult conversation, let's do that. But other than that, I'm not for all that trolling, man. I'm not doing that in 2026. I'm not doing all the dumb shit. Motherfuckers always want to come in here and try to and say this and say that. Come on with the cornball shit, dog. It's fucking 6 o'clock in the morning and you in here with the dumb stuff. In fact, I'm going to get you on out of here. I don't even got time for it, bro. I'm not doing that. We're not going to play them little silly games, man. This is why I don't be going live no more. Dumb stuff. Because once I get my watch hours back, I'm not going to be going live like that. I'm going back. I'm still doing my reviews because I'm sticking to what I want to do on my channel. But anyway, back to the subject. So we just have to be honest and keep that 100. We just have to. We got to just keep it real. This is not about me being insensitive. This is not about me none of that because it's a tragedy. I feel for them children. That's one thing I will say because children are innocent, and I will always be an advocate for children. But sometimes the children have to suffer from the parents' mistakes. Let's just be honest and keep it real. Sometimes the children have to suffer from the parents' mistakes, unfortunately. And in this situation, that's what happened. Jay, what's going on? Duck, what's going on? Paul, none, what's the deal? Um, yeah, because I know a lot of y'all missed the live streams. A lot of people's like, man, I want you to go. You know, the reason why I was trying to stay away from the live because I'm trying to keep my channel as a food blogging channel. And it's like, I didn't want to go live and talk about food the whole time. You dig what I'm saying? Like I want to, and I said, well, let me go live a few times because I got to get these watch hours up so I can get the channel monetized. And I'll see how things go. If I want to do a compromise, if I could do the food reviews and then just do some lives here and there, maybe, still get the people what they want. But y'all got to work with me. If I'm gonna give y'all what y'all want, y'all gotta give me what I want too. You gotta support the content. You gotta support the food reviews. Watch the videos. It don't cost nothing to watch. It don't cost nothing to share and like. And if you want me to go live, let's keep 100. Start hitting the cash app. Make it worth my while to make me say, you know what? I can do both. I can do 100% food reviews, like far as uploads, and then do lives to still give people that fix they like, when they at work or when they on their way to work or they coming home or whatever, because people like to hear my point of view on life and things, and y'all like the comedy aspect of it. Like work with me, I work with you. That's basically the tip I'm on. I couldn't be solid on this situation that happened in Minnesota because I've just watching so much of it, and I was like, you know what, I got to give my opinion on this. And I was just seeing so many people so um in their feelings about it, and they're not keeping it real. They're not taking accountability for what she did. Every action is a reaction. I mean, we know that. That's the thing about it. Like in life, every action is a reaction. At the end of the day, if this young woman, if Nicole would have listened to the ICE officer and got out the vehicle, she would be alive. That's the truth. If you have 3 children, see, see now I'm about to start cooking because I got to be honest here. When you have responsibilities in life, you have 3 children that's looking, to you because you made them. You got to make right decisions. Why would she think that was a good idea to pull off on an ICE agent when he ordered you to get out the vehicle? You thought because you was white that you wasn't going to get your top popped? Knowing you got kids at home, you got to make a better decision. You got to say to yourself, you know what? Even though I don't agree with these ICE agents, even though I don't like what they're doing, even if she was an activist for going against them, you got to say, what's the bigger picture? Me causing trouble down here or me going home to my 3 beautiful children? Let's be honest. See, everybody want to make this shit political. Like you got Roland Martin and all that, because all the Democrats and all that, they want to make everything political because they can't stand Trump and they can't stand JD Vance and all of that, and that's fine. That's okay. But take the political shit out for a second and just go off of what really happened. I get that they mad at the vice president because he was basically up there saying, "Hey, this officer's getting immunity. He protected his life. Blah blah blah." You might not like his tone or how he came off, but the facts are, this woman wouldn't have been in that situation. So for us to decide who was right or wrong, she just would have got out the vehicle. Now, can someone answer this for me? Was she one of those activists that was going down there protesting about the ICE agents? Because I'm a little confused from the video. It looked like beforehand she could have just pulled off. So they were saying that she was trying to block people or something. Like, I don't know. That's why I'm asking y'all, because I didn't look that deep into it. So I want to know, like, if if that's what she was doing. KR, what's the deal, bro? Happy New Year. Paul said she obviously didn't think about her kids. She didn't. I mean, um, you said you think I should upgrade the camera. Yeah, you're right, bro. To be honest, when I'm doing the food reviews, I'm just doing it with my cell phone. I'm not even doing it with a camera yet. What I was waiting to do, to be honest with you, I was waiting to get monetized again, which I had it. If I wouldn't have took down my damn videos, I'd have had the watch hours, and I was gonna invest in a camera and a microphone. So um yeah, you're totally correct. I have to put a better video quality out, and sometimes, I'm old school too. Sometimes I feel like this. If you have the good content, and it's not like it's that blurry. I understand what you're saying, it could be clear. But if you have the good content and people are seeing the information and stuff like that, that should roll. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen people that had um great camera quality and stuff like that, but the content wasn't good and it didn't pop. But I understand what you're saying. I definitely can take that constructive truth criticism, because you're absolutely correct. And I'm mad at myself because all I had to do is put the videos on unlisted, and I would have had to watch it. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I wasn't thinking. You got a phone interview Monday for a new job. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck to you, Jay. You said content with a great camera would definitely pop off. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna seriously take that consideration, because I've been told that before. I've definitely been told that before. Do y'all recommend any type of cameras that I should get? That's good for doing YouTube videos, uploads and stuff like that. Let me know, like, if there's any cameras, that y'all recommend that I have a good video quality. KR said have the complexion for the protection. Yeah, see, that's the thing, that they thought that um they were gonna she was gonna do what she wanted to do, and it didn't work. It didn't work. How do y'all think about the channel name? Do y'all think that's a good name, the Monty's unapologetic food reviews? I think I should keep that name, or should I keep it like Monty's unapologetic reviews and take the food out of it. I mean, I'm doing food reviews, so I mean, I'm trying to like master this a name because I know there's other food bloggers. They just have whatever name they want. Like Peaks. Shout out to him. This kid, his shit. This Peaks 100. Um, Mr. Chime Time. This, you know what I mean? Like, but I wanted to know that it's that the content that I'm reviewing is definitely going to be unapologetic. I'm giving it to you raw and real. You said keep the name, okay? Yeah, because when you're trying to do, what I noticed too, when you're trying to do positive content, it people don't want to gravitate towards it. They don't. It's just, it's a shame. You got to kind of build a whole new audience. You know, like I'm gonna give you a prime example. Like shout out to King Erner, right? He live in Philly. King Erner used to do Snatch Your Honor content and stuff like that. And King Erner switched his channel up to food. He just basically cook food. He's like a cooking show. And I noticed once King Erner switched to this cooking food, his views dropped 90%. People want drama. It's a shame that it's like that. And I go over and I support his channel. You know what I mean? And because I'm like, I respect the direction. I respect that, man. You got a street dude. They used to talk street politics, basically doing something different and positive, and people don't want to support it. And I think that's corny because you support these other fucking people that do the shit, but you don't want to support him. You know what I'm saying? Like the person is still the same person, meaning they can still have the same, um, content. But yeah, shout out to King Erner, man. He doing his thing. And I used to do a King Erner impression back when I used to do my comedy skits and shit. Cause you know how King Erner be like, yo, 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 King Erner coming at you guys live and direct. I gotta snatch your honor. But yeah, he doing his thing, man. Salute to him. But no, I'm doing the food reviews. I'm not getting rid of the food reviews. That's something that I'm passionate about food. I like to cook. I like to eat. I'm passionate about food, so I'm going to do my thing. And like I said to y'all, all I'm asking is support me. You know what I'm saying? Give me a little something. I give you a little something. You know what I mean? I know y'all like the lives. I'll slide some lives in there. That way, y'all still getting what y'all want and stuff like that. Now, I am going to Shady Maple tomorrow, and I'm going to do a food review on the largest smorgasbord in the United States. I never had their breakfast food. I always wanted their breakfast. I always wanted to try their breakfast. So I'm shooting up there tomorrow and with my little cousin, and I'm gonna do a food review there. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm gonna eat light tonight, so I can make room for that thing tomorrow. You feel me? So yeah, y'all stay tuned for that. Sometime tomorrow afternoon, I'm gonna post that content. Shady Maple, give my very unbiased, unapologetic opinion. Is the food worth it? Is it worth the hour and a half drive going up there? Well, that's what I do, Paul. Like I mean, when I do the food reviews, I'm still myself. I still keep my personality. I still throw my little jokes in there, and I keep it real. If I don't like the food, I tell it like it is. And um, the more the more I get comfortable doing them, the more I'm going to add stuff to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I might, of course, I'm gonna add comedy to it. I'm gonna add different things to it that's appropriate because I want to have my own style. I have my own style. I don't want to be like the other food bloggers, even though I learn from them. Like one thing about me, I'm not afraid to say that I watch other content creators and I learn different things from them. what to do, how to do certain things, like to see. For me, I'm just going to be myself. That's the thing I learned for myself. I don't want to be like nobody else. I just want to be me. And that's what I respect about Peaks. Peaks be him. You know, um, Mr. Chime Time, he basically came up with a persona because if you look at his older content, he was much different before he blew up. And so he has to keep that bravado going because it works for him. And I'm proud of the brother because he's doing his thing. He's doing it real big. And I respect people that do it big and that came up from the beginning. Same thing with JL Jupiter. JL Jupiter has his own style. But JL Jupiter, to me, is not really, I don't really call him a food. I call him more of a mukbang type of content. The reason why I say that because he don't really rate the food like that. If you really pay attention to his content, he don't really say he don't like nothing. So if he say he is a game changer, then he likes it a little bit more. Then more people might flock to that restaurant. But if you notice with JL Jupiter, he won't tell you if he don't like the food or not. You know what I'm saying? And that's his lane. That's fine for him. But for me, I'm going to tell you if the food is trash, in my opinion, because I'm not going to say, oh, this food is good, throwing is trash, and then let's say you take my review and you go there and waste your money. No, I got to keep it 100. And it's not about just trash in restaurants or anything like that. It's telling the truth because in the food business, if your food is a certain way, you got to improve it. And that's going to make you do better. Like prime example, I watched a video that Mr. Chomtown did when he had trashed his restaurant. This dude, I forgot what state, was some black boy. I can't remember where it was at. And the guy kept writing Mr. Chomtown. He was mad. He felt some type of way because dude trashed his shit. And he was talking about Mr. Chomtown hair and all this other stuff. So Mr. Chomtown said, all right, I'm going to come back and review your shit one more time a year later. And the guy got his shit together. And the food was good. And the guy told Mr. Chomtown, he was like, man, you don't know what I go through, this, that, and the other. And he started crying and, stuff like that. Like they had a good embrace and Mr. Chomtown gave him $5,000. And I thought that was beautiful. But it took for him to have a bad review for him to up his game. And sometimes we need that in life. Sometimes a person gotta tell you about yourself for you to basically do better. You can't hold everybody's hand all the time. Don't get me wrong, I understand that sometimes you have to have a soft approach. I get it. But sometimes, not all the time, sometimes you can't have that soft approach. So it is what it is with that. You know, um, and don't get me wrong, I like JL Jupiter. He put me on a lot of spots in Philly and Jersey. And, I seen him come, JL Jupiter used to do music. And he switched and started doing going to different places eating, and it worked out for him. But I enjoy watching their grind because it didn't happen overnight. That's the thing about it. Like people think, oh, you start something different, you start a new niche, and it's supposed to blow up. No, it don't happen that way. You got to grind. You have to grind. So that's what that is with that. And I'm definitely going to grind, and I want to get new people, and I want to get new eyes and stuff like that. And then people start giving their recommendations. Hey, Monty, can you try this restaurant? Hey, can you try this? Can you try? You understand what I'm saying? And that's how it's supposed to be. But back to the subject at hand. Um, um, you said, oh yeah, appreciate you. You said my name is unique. You said like you mentioned the other guy's name's not really related to the content, just random. Yeah, because 'Cause at first I was like, oh, should I just change the channel back to this regular Monty, like this, that's it. Then I thought about it, I said no, because if I do that, it's going to steer me to doing more of a content than food. You understand what I'm saying? Like I want this channel to be basically mostly food, so that's what I'm gonna do with that. And I know that I have um a gift to talk to people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like people can relate because I say things that they're thinking. I keep it real, and that's just what it is. And like in this situation that happened in Minnesota, again, it's a tragedy. Right, wrong, and indifferent. Don't nobody want to see anybody lose their life that way, especially when they have children, because that's just horrible. It's horrible. But a lot of people are glossing over the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is, if she would have got out the car, she would be alive. What did I say wrong? I mean, let's keep it real. Let's be honest. Let's keep it 100% honest. All she had to do was comply. It's the same thing with some of our people that do it. They get stopped by the cops and they don't comply. They want to run away, or they want to fight the cops, and then the cop pop their top, and then all of a sudden we want to get Al Sharp, we want to get all Benjamin Crump and all everybody out. No, you should have. You gotta think about your life. You have to think about your family that's going to be impacted by your decision, especially when you got children. You have to think that way. You have to say, you know what? I want to get home. But do anybody know, was she activist against ICE? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Was she down there to start trouble? And I'm not saying that. Well, let me rephrase that. I ain't gonna say starting trouble. Let me just say, was she down there to go against ICE? Because you have a lot of protesters that don't like ICE and stuff like that. Was she one of those ones? Because why was she down? Like, was she just passing through? And because it looked like her vehicle was already stopped there, and there was people going around her. So I'm trying to figure that out, because I don't want to just go by what the White House say, because that they got this shit with them. So what what was her thing? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, nobody. I'm confused with that, because I'm hearing that she was one of those ones that was against ICE, and she was down there protesting. And the reason why I think that might be true, because it makes sense why she wasn't trying to comply. If she don't already like these people, and she don't want them down there or in her neighborhood, or whatever the case may be, and they're telling her get out the vehicle, and she basically saying by her actions, "F you, I'm backing this vehicle up and getting out of here," then it makes sense. But in that point, she played herself, because you got children to live for. So that in itself, you know, see, a lot of them activists, and they be down there doing that crap. Y'all go to the extreme sometimes. You have your American right to protest. You know, you have every right to protest, but you have to have peaceful protests, and you can't be doing too much. Like, I see some of these people that was when they be trying to stop cars from going through places, and all the protesters and all that. And a lot of the videos be on Instagram, and some of the people run through the crowd, and I applaud those drivers, because you're not going to stop me from where I gotta go. And then some of them people be banging on your car and shaking your car, so you're a threat. You got 20, 30 people shaking my car and beating on my car. You are a threat to me. So what else I got to do? I got two options. I can get out of the car and start dumping, because I carry firearms all the time. I can do that, or I might not have enough bullets for everybody. So I might have to say, okay, it is what it is. And some of y'all, you can't be standing in front of people's cars and then beating on their property and think it's okay. Some of y'all got to stop that shit. And I'm just going to keep it 100. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. I'm sorry. I'm not. Just like I'm unapologetic with them food reviews, I'm unapologetic with the truth and honesty in this situation. Rest in peace to Nicole. She was a human being. And I feel for her 3 children. But let's keep it 100. Nicole wasn't using her brain all the way. Nicole had that white privilege. I'm going to do what I want to do. I don't like you mofos, so I ain't got to listen to y'all. Well, guess what? When he got a gun in the badge and a goddamn president behind backing him, how you think that's going to work out for you? How you think that's going to work out? You said it was reported that Labor's trying to protect the immigrants in the neighborhood. That's what I'm saying, Cable. What's up, Cable? This is what I'm saying. All right. Okay. So let me get this straight. She was an activist that was against ICE. Okay. Now, I gotta say this because I just gotta keep it real, y'all. I know y'all know me. I can't be fake. All right. Why do they have ICE in the first place? Let's just talk real for a minute here. We adults. Why do they have ICE in the first place? They have ICE because you have a lot of people that are illegally over here. They broke the law. This ain't got nothing to do with politics here. This ain't got nothing to do with Democrat, Republican, none of that. This ain't got nothing to do who you like, whether you like Trump, whether you're against Trump. Ain't got nothing to do with none of that. We taking that political crap out of it. Let's just talk 100% honesty and facts. ICE agents are here to deport people that are here illegally, that they could have went through the proper steps to be a U.S. citizen. They thought because they were here for a long time and they had families that it's okay. No, it's not okay. I can't go over to Mexico. I can't go over to all these other countries and just say, hey, I'm going to do what I want to do and say F their government. It don't work that way. So they come over here. So you have these people that is U.S. citizens that's trying to protect these criminals that committed crimes. Let's just keep it 100. Let's just tell it like it is. They committed crimes. So you're trying to protect them because you're minding their business? So let me get this straight. This woman, Nicole, God rest her soul, was an activist, didn't like the ICE, trying to protect the people that broke the law and that came over here illegally. And then you wind up not listening to the people that has the legal authority and you lost your life knowing you had 3 children. Come on. Then Roger said she was a Karen activist, so she thought I'm going to stop people from doing, like, no, like, listen, dear white people, listen to me, dear white people, stop thinking that you above the law. I know that y'all get biased over us. I understand it, but not all these white officers going to take your Karenness. They're not going to take your BS all the time. They're just not. They're not. You're not above the law. You got the same thing that would have happened to a black person. And you thought because you were down there, whatever, whatever. So in this situation, right, wrong, and indifferent, I I I gotta side with the cops. Because if I'm standing in front of a vehicle and you trying to pull off, as far as I'm concerned, you trying to run me over. Now, if I had a time, now if I personally had time to get out of the way, I would have did it. Me personally, I would have tried to spare her. That's just me. I would have got out the way, and I just would have let her go. To be honest with you, you know what I mean. We're gonna chase her, whatever, whatever. You know what I mean? Because I wouldn't want to have to go through that. You know, the paperwork or taking someone's life. You know what I mean? But if you're in a split second situation, you got to make a decision. And this boils down to this is what Roland Martin is not saying, and all these other people because they making it all political for their own agenda. If the lady just would have complied and got out the car, she would be home with her beautiful three children. Right or wrong, people. She would have been back with her three beautiful children. Yeah, real talk. 11. I mean, the thing is with these illegals. First of all, it's too many of them over here. If you want to keep it 100, I mean, I don't know about y'all, but it's too many of them. And my thing is, if you want to come over to this country, do the right things that you're supposed to do to stay here. Get that paperwork right. Get that visa, whatever you got to get, green card, whatever they call it. Do what you have to do to be here. You sneak over here, you here for 15 years, 20 years, knowing you're not right. Now that Trump's in office and he's basically, enforcing it, and ICE agents catching up with y'all. And what's the first thing they say? I got a family. Well, motherfucker, you been knew you had a family when you came over here being sneaky. Why didn't you get your stuff in order then? That way you ain't got to be sneaking. You ain't got to be hiding in the back and stuff like that. And people quick to say, "Oh, it's so wrong." No, it's not wrong because we can't go in nobody else's country and do what we want to do. I can't go live in a country and just say, "Hey, I'm gonna do what I want to do." It don't work that way. I have to go through the proper protocols to become a citizen of that country. And if I don't do it, they have their own rules. They take me back to my original country, or they could do whatever they want to do. Some of them countries they don't play with that type stuff. Real talk, Roger. Yeah, he said black people moving to Thailand had lost their minds. Real talk. They don't like us over there. They don't even like us here in America. I mean, it's you know, I mean, I'm watching them on CNN and they were going off on that, and they had with Gabby, they had Gabby on there and she was hosting, and they had this couple black girls and a couple of white guys, and the one white guy kept it real. He told he's told her what it was, and the black girl was just so emotional about it, and I'm just like, I wanted to scream through the screen to say, hey, They don't go that hard for when we lose our people. So why are you going that hard for her? Oh, because she's just a woman? No. She was basically being a Karen, being out of pocket, not listening, and try to flee when they told her to stay. You play stupid game, you win, unfortunately, a deadly prize. And now those children have to grow up without their mother because of the mom's stupid mistake. That's the truth. And it's wild. Then I heard they had two more shootings somewhere else. I think in Portland or something like that. Oh. Yeah, I and it's hard for me to when you look at the situation. That was one thing. If soon as she pulled up, they just started shit. That's then we talking a different. We having a different conversation then. But when I watched the video, they told her to get out the vehicle, and she basically said, "F y'all, I'm not getting out the vehicle. I'm pulling off." That's so shit. She probably gonna break a record with the GoFundMe. A GoFundMe probably gonna it's probably gonna eclipse something. Something crazy. It's already at $1 million. I heard so. It's gonna probably hit a few million. I won't be surprised when it's all said and done. Because one thing I will say, white people support each other. That's one thing. One thing they do. They support each other like a mug. And this is political also. So I guarantee you, most of that money is political dollars because people, they have a disdain for the administration. So they're basically donating on the strength of that too. And she's a white woman that got 3 kids. So yeah, it's but see, people that have corporate that have corporate jobs and stuff like that speak on television that might talk about this, like they're not going to tell it like it is. Like I guarantee you, and I like Stephen A. Smith, but I guarantee you, if Stephen A. Smith talked about this on his channel, I guarantee you, he ain't gonna say what I said. He too scared to say that because two things could be the truth at once. Is it a tragedy that she died? Yes, that's true. If she would have listened, she would have been alive. That's true. Hold up, and she. Oh, hold up. Timeout. Flag on the play. That's a 10 yard. That's a 100 yard penalty. And you said, and she a lesbian? Oh my god. Oh, oh yeah, the one that GoFundMe high as hell. Oh yeah. Oh, that community is going to support. Shit. Oh yeah, they got a lesbian fund. Oh, y'all didn't know about the lesbian fund? Shit. So hold up, let me get this straight. Hold up, time out. Hold up. So you're telling me that this woman was a lesbian but got 3 kids, an activist to go against ICE, and was down there being a Karen, trying to stop ICE from doing their job. Right. Okay. Now I'm making sense. Man. Wow. Wow. Well, um, wow. Well, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. And I'm just not surprised. Wow. You can't make this stuff up though, man. You can't you can't make this stuff up. You really can't. So the people that know more about the situation, please come in the chat and tell me, educate me what's really going on here. Because I didn't know she was a lesbian. Not that that matters. I mean, really about whatever, whatever. I mean that shouldn't really matter. But it kind of goes to show her mentality, her mental, because you're a lesbian with 3 kids. That's not a good example for children anyway. Like pick a side. If you're a lesbian, fine. If you choose to say, hey, you don't want um organic love muscle, and that's fine. That's your choice. That's your prerogative. But when you bring children into it, it confuses children. That's one thing I always had a problem with, and I always felt strongly about that. I don't think gay people should be able to adopt children. Now, does she have 3 biological children, or they were adopted? Trap, what's the deal, bro? Because now I'm trying to figure this out. Like, wow, were they her biological children, or she adopted them? Because some women, I guess, will have children, and then they decide, hey, you know what? I don't want any more love muscle. I want to this, Well, I wasn't going live no more. Trap. To be honest with you, like I said in the beginning of the program, I only went live because I got to get my watch hours back up. So when I took down all them videos, I lost my watch hours. So I wasn't able to get monetized. I got enough subs to get monetized, but now I got to get the watch hours. I only have like 81 watch hours, and I need 3,000. So I had already had the watch hours, and my dumb tail deleted the videos where all I had to do was put them on unlisted, and I would have still had. I wasn't thinking. I kept thinking about the subs. So that's why I said, let me go live again and get my watch hours, because when I do the food content, I want to get paid to do it. I want my shit monetized, especially if I'm going to invest in a new camera and different things and stuff like that. So yeah, LGBT community, they don't play it, but their community is very wealthy. Absolutely. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. For the GoFundMe to go over $1 million in that short period of time, that's coming from two sides. That's coming from the um the LGBTQ community, and that's coming from people that can't stand Trump. But do anybody know if that's her biological children or they adopted? They probably don't have that information. They probably don't have that information out there. Probably, you know. Wilcox, what's going on? Make sure y'all pound that like. Y'all coming up in here. You said Google not saying. Well, yeah, that's what we've been talking about, Wilcox. The more I think about it, The more I think about it, and the more the facts are coming out, and just seeing exactly what it was, she brung it on herself. She brung it on herself. E-Man said, if this was a black woman, it wouldn't be this much outrage. I agree with you 1,000%. It wouldn't be. We all know that, though. I mean, let's just keep it 100. You know, anything that happens to a white woman has always been um magnified way more. It's always been more attention on that. That's just how it go. That's in life. You see it. Even the situation with Cassie. Cassie's not. She's not a black woman. She's a mixed woman. I think she's like Asian and something else, whatever. You know, it's basically white and Asian or whatever. You know, if that was a black woman, it wouldn't have been as much outrage. We all know that they don't really have as much love for the black woman that they have for any other woman, a white woman, or we know that's how the world is. That's why I made the analogy about the GoFundMe earlier with Sona Massey, how they said her GoFundMe raised 500,000, but yet this situation, this woman raised well over 1 million already. Now, the kids aspect probably got a lot to do with it too. Don't get me wrong, but knowing that she was a lesbo and going against ICE, activist Karen Lesbo, now it's making sense. It's pushing the agenda. And yes, rest in peace to her. And yes, it's a shame what happened to her. But at the same time, if that was a black woman that did the exact same thing and didn't comply with officers' requests and was down there protesting and trying to impede what those officers was doing, white folks would have said, well, hey, she shouldn't have been down there doing that. She should have listened to the officers. That's what they would have said. Let's just tell the truth. They would have. So I'm going to say it. If she would have complied, she would be alive. If she would have complied, she would be alive. One more time. If she would have complied, she would be alive. And that's the truth. No, it does matter, Wilcox, because when you said it doesn't matter at the end, she was killed. It does matter. Police officers have authority. You have to listen to their authority. They tell you to get out the vehicle. You say, I'm not getting out the vehicle, and you try to pull off, and they think you trying to run them over. They had every right to do what they did. It is what it is. It ain't like they just executed her for like, and she was just sitting there, and you know what I'm saying? That's different. We having a different conversation then. We're having a different conversation then. When Sona Massey was in her own apartment, the officer came in there and bucked her. Wasn't no threat to his life. But this woman basically did. She thought she was going to do what she wanted to do. She played a stupid game and she won the ultimate prize. That's the truth. I mean, we just got to keep it 100. I'm not going to sit here and disregard the truth because she was a white woman. I'm not going to disregard the truth because she's a woman. I'm not going to disregard the truth if she was a black woman. If she was a black woman, I would say the same thing. You should have listened. You can't think you're gonna do what you want to do and think it's sweet like that when they have authority over you. It's just not how it works. She made a decision, and unfortunately, it didn't work out in her favor. You down there minding their business. You down there worrying about them immigrants. Fuck them immigrants. They should have did what they had to do to stay in the country. You over here illegally, you breaking the law. Thank you. Real talk, Roger. I gotta put that comment on the damn screen. ICE is doing their job. If we went to a third world country and you needed citizenship and you didn't have no passport and you was there illegally, they would probably be worse. Them other countries or execute you for doing certain shit. It's true. I know us as human beings, we are sympathetic to when a person gets murdered. That's okay. Of course, I'm sympathetic to a woman getting murdered. Of course, I'm sympathetic to her having 3 children, whether they were biological or adopted. That part I don't know. If somebody know, please let me know. But either way, she was responsible for 3 children, whether they were adopted or her biological children. People saying that she's a lesbian. So maybe she turned lesbian after she had 3 children. I don't know. But nevertheless, you have a decision to make when you got officers that have legal authority and they have guns. And if you watch the video again, she must have been down there causing problems because the way the officer told her to get out of the car, he ain't gonna just tell her, if she just pull up, he ain't gonna just tell her to get out of the car for nothing. She was down there antagonizing them and acting up, doing what she wanted to do, being a Karen. And they told her to get out of the vehicle, and she said, F y'all, I'm not going. The other officer stood in front of the vehicle to try to stop her from pulling off, and she said, "This ain't happening. I'm pulling off anyway." And he did what he had to do. Right, wrong, and indifferent. Again, she would be alive if she would have got out the vehicle. Matter of fact, I do you one better. She would be alive. She went down there trying to fucking play hero for immigrants that broke the law. Let's be honest here. Let's keep it real here. Come on now. Well, like I said earlier, Wilcox, you said you miss me doing the lives and the funny videos, but you understand want to make a change on the content. You respect that and you like the food reviews. But this is the thing, and I say this to my subscribers: is either you rock with me or you don't. It's just that simple. You know what I'm saying? If you're a real supporter of my channel, you're gonna rock with my content because I'm the same person. I'm the same personality. So if you're gonna rock with the food reviews, rock with them. You know what I mean? Like I don't like fake people. I don't like people that act like they rock with me, but then when I want to do a change, all of a sudden they don't want to support the content. I think that's corny. Just like you support the lives, support the food content. Because if you support them both, then you get what you want. Because if people supporting my food content, then and they support my lives, then I'm gonna give you both. But if you only coming around just strictly for the lives and then you saying F my food content, then I'm like, man, fuck them lives. Because eventually I'm going to get a bigger audience. Eventually. So it's like, if you rock with me, rock with me. That's all I'm asking. I've done plenty of lives in the past, giving y'all entertainment while you at work, while you coming home from work, while you chilling. And I don't beg y'all for money. I don't ask y'all for nothing. People donate once in a blue. And I did that shit for what? For free. It's a new year. I'm not doing shit for free no more. I don't give a fuck how much money I have. My time is valuable. So I want to monetize this channel. That's why I gotta get these watch hours up. This is why I'm live now. And I want to do some good content that I enjoy doing. I enjoy eating, I enjoy reviewing food. And every now and then I will go live. But if you support it, support it. But I can't keep giving, 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 and no one's giving back. Like, come on, how that work? That ain't how life works. Like I had one of my subscribers, the motherfucker told me on my channel, I can't wait till you go lives again. He told me, he sat here and told me on a food review I did, hey, I can't wait for you to go live again. And I'm looking at the thing like, damn, dog, you ain't even showing love to the food chat to the fucking video. You worried about me going live. Like you a donator. Like, yeah, I could see if you was one of them guys that was donating to the channel and like, yo, I like your content so much, dog. I'm gonna give you, you know what I mean? The motherfucker never gave a dime in years, but telling me what I should be doing. Like, come on, man. Don't do that. That shit like that gets you sent to troll heaven. And he know who he is. Will said, just knowing she had a wife tells me enough. 144, what's up, sweetheart? Yeah, so I guess they don't have no public. So if she's a lesbo that had a wife, she probably adopted those kids. They're probably not her biological children. Because most lesbians that I know that turned lesbian, they might have slipped up and had one child, but three, I don't know about that. So they most likely they adopted children. So with that being said, that don't mean she deserved. I'll make that very clear. She didn't deserve to die because she was a lesbian. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is she should have complied and she would be alive. That's the truth. That's the truth. I mean, we know those type. Let's just be honest. See over here. See one thing about my channel, you're gonna get the raw over here. No man, I'm always gonna be myself no matter what. You're gonna get the raw. Whether I'm doing food reviews, whether I'm doing lives, whatever, you're gonna get the unapologetic content. Unapologetic content. Shout, you know what? I might change. I don't know. I'm thinking about changing the name to that. Monty's unapologetic content. Because that's how I'm giving it up. And those type of women that I've noticed, if there's some watching that be lesbians and they be like, wanting to do the protest and all that, they do be a little extreme. And they don't like to listen to authority. See, one thing about me, I'm going to respect authority, whether I agree with it or not. I have to respect it. You know why? Because I want to live. I want to live. I want to live. I mean, for real. Yeah, I think I'm gonna switch it to that. Yeah, Monty's unapologetic content. The reason why, because that way I'm doing my food. I could do my food reviews and still do my lives. That way, you're getting both. You're getting unapologetic content in general. You know what I'm saying? That way, Yeah, it makes sense. That way, I can do both. I can my uploads can be food reviews, giving that unapologetic content with the food, and also when I go live, you know, because the only difference is when I go live, I'm just not going to curse as much, especially when I get monetized, because I don't want to do live streams and then my stuff don't be in the green. That's why if you notice when the Star Report be doing his show, he always tell people to keep the cursing down, because if you have too much cursing when you monetize, it's going to demonetize that video. So you basically did that video for nothing, that live for nothing. Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna change to that when I get off this live. Yeah, Monty's unapologetic content. Here we go. That way I can still do both. Because I'm not gonna sit here and lie like I didn't miss going live, because I did, because I do like talking to y'all and stuff like that, and giving my real opinion on things. What's up, G's? What's the deal, bro? Appreciate it. Exactly. And she right, Medusa. She said the content word covers every. That's a right. That's why I said let me do that. That way, people. That way, I can pull in two types of audience. I can pull in people that want to hear raw content, and I can pull in people that like food reviews. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Oh, absolutely. 2026 for me, man, Roger. You know, I'm not worrying about no trolls. I ain't worrying about nothing negative, man. I'm. This is going to be a fun, positive year for me. The end. So yes, that's basically the tip that I'm on. Yeah, my daughter ain't got to be to school till like 9 something today, so that's why I had woke up early like I always do, and then because normally I'll be taking her to school right about now, but we ain't got to be there to 9:30. So I said, let me go live while I woke up early, because I was watching them videos. I was watching Roland Martin last night, and I'm like, he always making it so political, and I'm just like, come on, dude. You know, it's crazy. Yeah, so yeah, I'm looking to be honest with y'all, I'm looking forward to this year, like with this channel. I'm excited about it because with the new direction and the new name, now I know what direction I'm going in. Like far as like similar to what I was doing before, but I might not really be doing skits and stuff like that unless something really happens. But other than that, it's going to be just giving that unapologetic content, that raw content, where um people could appreciate the honest to God truth. So yeah, I think that's going to be a good branding for the channel. And should I do a couple live streams, I'll get my watch hours with no problem. That should have come quick, and then I'll be able to monetize the content, and then it can make me do better content, because when you're doing something and you ain't getting paid for it, not I don't get it fucked up. I still put effort into it, but I'm not gonna go out here and buy all this fucking camera equipment if I, you know what I'm saying. Like, what's the point of that if I ain't getting paid? It don't make sense. That you get monetized and that money's flowing in, then it makes sense to say, okay, let me upgrade this, let me make this better, let me make that better, stuff like that. But if I'm just doing it for a hobby, which I always have done, what the hell I look like buying a high thing, a high such camera? You know what I mean? It don't make sense. Yeah, yeah. Roland Martin is very, very, very political. Very, very, very political. Very political. So I couldn't watch too much of him at all. At this point in my life, I want to stay out of politics. I had got into it at one time, but I'm cool. I stay out of politics. That's one thing you can't talk to people about is politics and religion. You will always have an argument. If you talk about politics and religion, I don't want to talk about neither one, really. You know what I mean? I don't want to debate with nobody because at the end of the day, um, people won't get upset. If I say I believe in Jesus, some people won't get upset. If I say he's God Daddy Jesus, some people, you know what I'm saying? You know, I've been watching stuff on aliens and stuff like that, and people claiming that they have spoken with aliens, and aliens like told us that basically that God ain't what y'all think it is. You know what I mean? And I'm not surprised by that if that's true. But sometimes that's too much information that's above a lot of people's mind, because they might think like, damn, if that's true, that means that our life means nothing. It doesn't necessarily mean that your life don't mean anything. It just maybe not be what they put in that book. I look at all aspects of it. It's a possibility that when you die, that's it. It's also a possibility that it's a spiritual life. We don't know. We don't know. KB, what's going on? Oh, you did? Oh, that's good, Roderick. I'm proud of you, bro. Real proud of you. My man said he got his penis sucked this morning. He's feeling pretty good. I'm proud of you, man. It's a beautiful way to start the morning off. So I'm happy for you, brother. I'm so proud of you. But yeah, and that's another thing, Roderick. That's why I'm like, with me doing a lot of doing food reviews, it's good quality content that is positive. It's not a bunch of drama and stuff like that. Like I don't want to be those. I don't want to report on celebrity gossip all the time and all that stupid stuff. I just don't want to do it. It's not my lane. Like that's really a woman's lane if you think about it. That's a Tasha K lane and stuff. All that messy stuff they do and getting in people's business and you know like they pulling up people's tax records with Remy Ma and Pat Poose and like I don't care about that. Like I mean not being smart, I just don't. Who cares about that? It's almost like Tasha K gets a hard on for putting people's dirt out there. And at the end of the day, whether Pat Poose is broke or not, who cares? How's it going to affect my life? If he were a woman that's taking care of him because she want to and she see whatever, that's their business. Who cares? Like us as black folks, man, we love to tear each other down at an alarming rate. We love to like just shit on our people just because. You know what I mean? I just think it's corny, man. I really do. I don't find that content appealing at all. I mean, come on. I just how do we benefit from that, people? Like seriously, like you laughing, like you got people on there laughing about Pat Poo's owing a lot of taxes and stuff like that, but some of y'all living paycheck to paycheck. Some of y'all don't even got shit, but you laughing at him. He probably living in a way better house than you. driving a better car than you, but you sitting here laughing because Tasha K putting it out there that he owe taxes. It's like, come on, man. We are the worst sometimes, man. It's a crab in the barrel mentality, and that type of content don't. It's just not for me. It's not. You know, I'm going to do unapologetic raw content over here on what's going on in life and food reviews. That's basically what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna be honest with them food reviews. If the food is good, I'm gonna give the restaurant their props and tell people, hey, you should try them. But if it's garbage, I'm gonna tell the truth and say it's garbage. But I'm still gonna also say, hey, if you want to go try them, try them, because my taste buds might be different from yours. They might be different. Samuels, J. Samuels, what's the deal? Real talk. Well, Will said at the end of the day, we don't give a damn about that Hollywood celebrity drama. Yeah, nobody care about that. Like, how does that make my life better if Pat Pooh's broke or not? Like, seriously, all jokes aside, how does that really make my life better? Who cares? I'm worrying about me and my family. I don't care about no Pat Pooh's. And I like Pat Pooh's, but I'm just saying, like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, who gives a shit if he broke or not? How that's going to change my tax bracket? How that's going to make my life better? Like, Tasha K is a miserable something, something. She really is. She's miserable. I'm trying to watch my cursing, so even so I'm trying to not curse as much. But she is a miserable something, man, because it's like to make a living off of getting in people's stuff, of other people's business. That's real diabolical, man. That's just we live in a strange time. We live in a strange time because when it happened to her, when she owed Carly that money and all that, and was, oh, I ain't got it. This, it was a different story. Never mind. I don't even want to talk about that heifer. But um, the moral of the story, people, is this: you play a stupid game, you win a stupid prize. That's the moral of the story. Yep, real talk, bait. She's gonna end up like Wendy Williams. Yeah, that's real talk, Roger. I used to always say that. You want to please a woman, give her drama and crab legs. That's the truth. Real talk. Yeah, and people roasting. Listen, don't get me wrong. I don't think Carissa is cute. I'm just gonna be honest with you. That's just my personal opinion. But I'm not gonna like really trash that woman because she has natural features. That's one thing I can respect about Carissa Shields. She ain't out here with fake booty, fake chest, a bunch of like just fake everything. Like I will always respect a natural woman over a fake woman any day. Any day. Just like when I be watching the Country Wayne skits, they got a lot of chicks that's on there that's dialed up and got BBLs. Like the girl Delicia that's on there, that Shady McCoy ex-girlfriend. I saw her from an old movie she was in a while back years ago, and I said, "Hold up, where'd that butt go?" Because she ain't had the BBL then. She never had a body. She just had a halfway decent, pretty face. But if you really look at her, there's a lot of makeup. There's a lot of because she's mixed. I think she's white and black. So you can see the whiteness with her with the nose and certain things, but when they got to get extra dialed up just to look like something, and people be drooling over her, and I'm like, hold up, like take all that stuff off your face and what you really look like. Take that BBL out, what you really, you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nothing like a natural black woman, man. I'm sorry, I don't care nobody say. I don't care nobody say. So shout out to Carissa. Like I'm just, and listen, to me, I just don't find her attractive. That's just me though. That's my personal opinion. But I respect her being natural because she has a rough look to her. That's why I don't find her personally attractive because she got the roughness. I don't like rough looking women. You up early, huh, Raven? Yeah, I decided to go live again, bro. I was saying that in the beginning of the show. I said I got to get my watch hours, man. I ain't got no watch hours, but I came up with a plan. What I'm going to do, I'm going to rename the channel Monty's Unapologetic Content, and I'm going to do my food reviews and my lives and give that unapologetic content. That way, I'm doing the best of both worlds. I'm still doing what I really want to do, and I'm giving the people what they want with the lives. And the only difference is I'm probably not going to really do skits. I'm not going to be going at nobody. I'm not doing no drama content. I want my shit to be monetized, all green all the time. That's why even on the lives, I'm going to cut down my cursing because when you do a lot of cursing, that thing don't go green. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I came up with because I was like, you know what, I got to get these watch hours back. Um, People have been begging for me to go live again. And I'm like, you know what, I can do both. I can do both. That's why I was going to change the name of the channel when I get off the live. Monty's unapologetic content. That way, it makes it boring when I can do content on anything. It makes it better. Yeah, so that way I can still be true to myself and do the things that I enjoy doing without compromising the channel. But yeah, I woke up super early because I normally get up, take my daughter to school, but she ain't gotta be there till 9:30. And I was like, well, I'm up. I was like, man, let me just go live. Fuck it. And I'm looking forward to going to Shady Maple tomorrow because I never been there for breakfast. And I'm a breakfast guy. Anybody that know me know I love breakfast food. And they got all the fixings, I heard. They got everything. They got everything up there. So it's gonna be crowded. The place always crowded. It's gonna be super crowded. Me and my cousin Rob going up there. The one that y'all seen him before. He was in my couple of my skits when I used to do the one that played Bambada. Yeah, so me and him, he was in a Thigh Me and Some Lotion video. Me and him going up there tomorrow and yeah, chill with my little cousin or whatever. We're gonna bust a grub and do some content. We're gonna do some content. Yeah, so yeah, it's gonna be fun. Only problem is it's gonna rain tomorrow. Yeah, it's gonna be rainy, so I'm kinda ain't looking forward to that, but whatever. Yeah, I'll tell you about that situation, Raven, later on. You know what I'm talking about. I'll tell you about that later. What happened out of that. But yeah, listen, you don't understand. I'm going to be in heaven when I go up there because they got the stations where you can get the homemade pancakes, you can get a whole bunch of stuff, and they got the steak up there. But I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm not big on steak in the morning. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people like steak and eggs. I never really was a fan of that. Not saying it ain't good. I just never really was a fan of it. But no, I'm getting all that shit tomorrow because you know when I eat a big meal, when I eat a big meal, I don't eat lunch. So basically, it's gonna be breakfast and then dinner. So yeah, cause and then Shady Maple ain't cheap neither. You know what I mean? Especially for I mean, they cheaper for breakfast than dinner and lunch, but even for breakfast, it's probably gonna be about $20. But that's still not bad for all you can eat. Cause they add the gratuity in there and all that, So it's gonna be about $20, $21. But um, they basically hold on one second. Yeah, that my daughter was texting me. Yeah, speaking of Bosco, somebody that same dude that be pranking him on the lives, he came up there with a Timberland on his face. He said, "Get that yam off your face." I said, "Yo, dude, out of pocket, yo, he had a whole Timberland on his nose, like dude, out of pocket." He totally out of pocket. He definitely ain't got his father. He definitely ain't got his father. He 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 said, I was like, "Yo, boy, that boy can't catch a break, man. He cannot catch a break." Oh, I drink my damn water. Take my vitamin. Out of pocket. Out of pocket. I drink that good cold water in the morning. Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah, damn Bosco, man. That dude, something else. He definitely something else. Yeah, the same guy got him like 3 times. Get that yam off your face, yo. Dude out of pocket, yo. One thing about black people, we, we, we some funny mofos, man. Get that yam off your face. He said, "Why are you yelling?" But one of the ones that the boy got him with, Bosco kind of laughed a little bit. He said, because you could tell it was funny to him. Damn, it's a little chilly out here. Hey, go ahead. Go ahead, Nas. Ass outside. Yeah, man. Yeah, Bosco definitely got a snotches, man. Shout out to him and his snotches. Oh yeah. I saw the Mike Epps interview on Club Shay Shay. Did y'all watch that? I actually watched the whole interview, all 3 hours of it. I'm a Mike Epps fan, man. I like Mike Epps a lot. I was happy that he was able to get on the show. I remember you could tell Shannon still felt some type of way about it. The beginning he was roasting him and talking about, "Oh, I was going to jack you up and this, that, and the other." And I like what Mike Epps told him. He said He said, "My boys is basically going to give you that work." You know what I mean? But I'm glad that two men was able to put aside the differences because Mike did roast them pretty good. You know, um, he definitely roasted them good. And I can understand why Shannon was upset. I mean, man called you gay and called you Big Frida, and so I kind of can understand. Especially if you're not gay, that would kind of make you upset. But Mike is a comedian. But nevertheless, they squashed it, and I was happy that men was able to come together and squash it. And to be honest with you, I think, and it's just my opinion, I could be totally wrong. I think he brought Shannon only brought him on there because Shannon trying to come back on the comeback trail. Because I think if Shannon still was hot like he was before the scandal, I don't think he would have brought Mike Epps on because he would have felt like I don't need it. But he got over 1 million views in one day, so it's obvious people wanted to see that. You in here roast his nose, you out of pocket, yo. You out of pocket. You out of pocket. Out of pocket. What's up, L? What's the deal, bro? What's popping with you? What you feel about the situation, L? I don't know how long you've been listening. If you just popped in, I gave my perspective on what happened to the woman in Minnesota. To sum it up, I basically said she brought it on herself because if you would have complied and got out the vehicle, you would still be alive. And the fact that they said she's a lesbian, she had a wife or whatever, and 3 kids, so they must have adopted kids, and she was down there basically protesting and basically minding other people's business because you're an American citizen. So what they're doing against those immigrants or these illegals that's basically breaking the law has nothing to do with you. You're telling them get out of our neighborhood and this, that, and the other. Well, these people they wouldn't have a job to do if these people wasn't here illegally. Let's just be honest. He said she wouldn't have been shot if she didn't leave the house. Yeah, yeah. If she was black, the outrage wouldn't be it would be outrage, but it wouldn't be nowhere near like it is here. And quite frankly, I just should have got out the vehicle. I mean, yeah, you should have got out. If you'd have got out, first of all, why are you down there starting trouble anyway? You could have did a peaceful protest. Okay, you wanted to protest, fine. Don't be trying to block people and all that. So that's that privilege they be doing. Stop trying to block people. How you gonna try to tell an officer how to do that they can't do their job? No, you can't do that. And then I mean, let's just be honest. Let's tell the truth. That protesting don't do a damn thing. It don't. They doing it here in Philly, down City Hall, all over the major cities. All they do is a bunch of people getting together, yelling and screaming and saying whatever. What's it going to change? Not. Let's just keep it 100. The ICE people, the ICE agents, still going to do their job. So what's it really? What's it really changing? Nothing. Not a damn thing. Y'all standing down there out in the cold for what? Man, ain't no way in the world. I'm gonna sit in my warm house and watch ESPN, Sanford and Son, The Jeffersons, Good Time, not Good Times. I don't watch that shit. Whatever. My shows. That's what I'm going to do. Because if y'all really feel some type of way about it, and you really don't like these officers, then get busy. If you ain't getting busy, then all that stuff is just a bunch of talk. Yo, why they started up the Black Panthers again in Philly? They a lot of y'all not. They got Black Panthers down North Philly. Dudes walking around with assault rifles, out walking out. Cops can't do nothing about it because they don't know that if you have a gun license in Philadelphia, you can. We are open carry state, city and state. You can actually open carry your firearm. A lot of people don't know that. I was watching the videos online, and a couple people, like, the officers had approached the guys, and the guy was like, "Get the f away from me." He said, "I got my license. I can carry this gun," and the officers couldn't do nothing about it. Yeah, and they got the Black Panther stuff on, and they going out, trying to protect the neighborhoods and protect people from the corrupt cops. So I commend them guys, and I'll be keeping 100. I commend them. They know their rights and they doing their thing, so I respect it. Real talk, these nuts. She played the game. Real talk, Raven. Holding signs ain't gonna change a damn thing. And I'm not being smart, but that's the truth. Real talk, Will. Real talk. Yeah, if he bring Charleston White on there, that'll definitely um that'll definitely get close to them cat numbers. Yeah, real talk. We're 3 o'clock in the morning. And she over. You know what I mean? Nobody trying to talk about no politics. Let's talk about that after I empty out these nuts. Then we can talk politics. Because I'm gonna be half asleep anyway. Let's just keep that 100. Uh, yeah, for real. Out of pocket. Get that yam off your face. People crazy. Why you yelling? But yeah, we just you can't go against the police officers when they have the upper hand. You can't do it. It's not a wise decision unless you have a death wish. Because she wasn't thinking about her wife and them 3 kids when she did what she did. And I have nothing against gay people at all. I really don't. But I do think it's strange that a lesbian couple or two men can adopt children. I just think I don't think that should be allowed because it's confusing to the children. In my opinion, that's just my opinion. I just feel like it's confusing. It's very confusing because let's keep it 100. What you want to adopt kids for anyway? You want to go the unconventional route because the conventional route is a man and a female have relations. He shoot off that baby cream and you have a child. But you want to the benefits of having a child, but don't want to do what it takes to have. I mean, come on, like get out of here with that. It's different if a person is heterosexual and she just can't have kids for whatever reason. Her body won't allow her to have it, or maybe he's shooting blanks, and then they adopt a child. That's perfectly fine because they're two heterosexual adults, where there's no confusion to the child. But when you have two dads adopting kids and two mommies adopting kids, how the hell that's confusing? It's like you pushing that agenda onto the child because the child's gonna think it's okay to have two dads. They're gonna think it's okay to have two mommies. It doesn't make sense. Real talk, Raven. Talk to him. He said, don't no mother efforts be protesting for people that hate them. He said the Mexicans don't like blacks and they treat women like ish, and they sure don't like the LGBT. Right? We'll put that comment up top. That's 100% truth. And you down there protesting for them, they don't even. Oh God. Ain't making no sense. They don't. You fighting for them for? They don't care about us. I mean, the more I think about this situation, I just it's making me mad because I'm like, yo, you can still be alive right now. It's crazy what people donate to. They like she'll make over, her family getting over $1 million something off of this. But yeah, you got people out here starving and can really need something. And you got war veterans and people like that. They wouldn't put that money to. But it's everything is an agenda, and everything is for people personal gain. Because the Fudge Packer Fund is deep. They have a lot of money in the Fudge Packer Fund. They got a lot of bread. Believe that. Let's just keep it. Let's just keep it 100. Straight up. Packer. That Packer Fund is something else, boy. You got to keep that at 1,000. Will said, he said, in my opinion, the NFL playoffs is more important than that ice mess. Straight up, I agree with you 1,000%. I'm excited about this weekend. So, I listen. I you know I just got to be honest. When I really think about this whole situation, this could have been avoided, and I don't care. I'm sorry to say that, but I don't. I'm now when I really think about it, I don't give a shit because at the end of the day, you can't be out here doing stupid stuff. You can't be out here trying to flee when the cops tell you to get out the vehicle. Come on now. Knowing you got responsibilities. Whether you adopted them kids or not, they still was your kids. You know what I mean? Once you adopt kids, you take them on as your children. You adopt 3 kids, you got your wife, y'all got your whole silly family, and you chose to jeopardize that because you want to be a Karen. I'm white. You can't do this to me. Well, guess what? That's white on white crime. Black people stay out of this shit. Because when it happens to us, what they be quick to say? Black fatigue, black fatigue, black fatigue, black fatigue. Well, I got white fatigue now. White fatigue, white fatigue, white fatigue. Now, if that woman was gunned down for nothing, then I would feel something about it because that's a human being. And one thing about me, I care about human beings. But she was acting crazy, not doing what she was told to do. And she put herself in that situation. No, we ain't gonna sugarcoat this. We're gonna keep this 100. Marcus, what's the deal, bro? I ain't losing no sleep over it. Shit. Hell you talking about? Shit, I had a beautiful dream about my mom last night. You know what I mean? Like it comforts me. I don't know about y'all, but when you lose a relative and you still have dreams about them, that's a beautiful thing. That's called a connection. My mom been gone 5 years, and I still dream about her to this day on a regular. And that dream was so comforting. You know what I'm saying? Like real comforting. I mean, for real. Nah, I'm worrying about the playoffs this weekend. Shit, my Eagles against San Fran. Um, I'm actually rooting for Green Bay to beat Chicago because Green Bay beat Chicago. That means the Eagles will go back to the number 2 seed. We will have the next home game. So it's going to be some great football. We know the Rams going to beat Carolina. I think the game's going to be closer than people think. I think the Rams are going to win, but they're not going to blow the Carolina out like people think. I think that they'll probably win by like a touchdown, 6 points to a touchdown. You mark my words. So yeah. Yeah, I don't know what I'm eat this morning. I went food shopping yesterday, so I got plenty of food in there. So I'm gonna cook something. I ain't buying shit today. I ain't buying shit until tomorrow when I go up to Shady Maple. Shit, I went and spent like 300 at the market. So I got some grub in there. Last night I had blackened salmon with lobster bites. Oh my god, it was so good, so good, good eating. I had some good eating last night because let's keep it real. When black people do stupid stuff, I can't expect a white person to be sympathetic towards that. Now, if she didn't do nothing stupid and died, I can honestly tell y'all I would be very sympathetic towards it because it was a human being with children. But when you play a stupid game and win that prize, just like if the thing, just like when some of our black people do dumb stuff, I can't get mad at a white person for not having empathy, have no empathy for them because you play the stupid. I ain't gonna have no empathy for you if you do something stupid. Just like when George Floyd died, whatever, right? When he got killed by the officer, white folks had so many jokes about it. And then when it happened with Charlie Kirk, it was like, oh, we were supposed to have humanity and all this other stuff. It's like, no, like both of them were pieces of garbage, as far as I'm concerned. They both were. I wasn't one of those types to say, oh, George Floyd was special because what happened to him. Yeah, it was. Yeah, the cop did wrong because the cop did keep his knee on his neck, but he was a piece of garbage. I can't respect no man that put his gun to a pregnant woman's tummy. Tummy? Are you kidding me? I can't respect no man like that, and I don't respect no drug addicts. I'm just gonna keep it real. I'm just gonna tell it like it is. I don't respect drug addicts. I don't, and I don't respect racists. And in my opinion, Charlie was a racist, and that's my opinion. So as far as I'm concerned, I didn't shed no tears over neither one of them. Now, did Charlie deserve to die because of his rhetoric? No. Now that's something that I don't agree with. Yeah, I never agreed on that. Like I don't a person shouldn't lose their life over their words, whether you racist or not. You could be the hardcore KKK, could be up there saying the N with the ER real crazy. I don't want you to die because of it. Now I might want to whoop your ass, but taking your life is a little too extreme, in my opinion. And the person that took his life, I think he was a fudge packer lover, and he didn't like that Charlie spoke out against that. Which I agree with Charlie on that. Like like I said, I got love for everybody, but that don't mean I have to have love what you do in the bedroom. I mean, let's use this analogy. Puffy do some crazy stuff in the bedroom. You could like Puffy, but not like what he do in the bedroom. Like, I don't like what he do in the bedroom. I don't. You know what I mean? Him rubbing man jizz on him, that's out of pocket. Or him allowing other dudes to pipe down his girl, that's out of pocket. But that's what he enjoyed doing. And we live in society where people big up the dumbest stuff. Like, look at Fleece Johnson. Fleece Johnson is like a celebrity because he was taking butt in prison. Like, really, if you really think about, he getting interviews, he doing 20 versus twos, and I'm sitting back like, this is the stuff that we promote. We promote a man that spent a lot of his years, 40 years in prison and taking butt. Basically a homosexual with no teeth in his mouth, going on 20 versus twos for entertainment purposes. Talking about he want bud and telling these women that's old enough to be his grandkids that he got a 12-inch yard. This is the stuff that we promote. I've seen people on his channel talking about, yeah, yeah, Fleece, man, you a real one, man. Yeah, we love you, man. You a great man, and all this other stuff. But yet, if another celebrity is linked to being gay, you'll clown him. Like, you'll clown a Will Smith, or you'll clown these other guys that's linked to being bisexual. But a man that's telling you he like butt, he's a real one because he's telling jail stories. Man telling you how he was inside another man's anal cavity and ejaculated him, and that's cool. We live in a strange world right now. We just do. Strange time. It's nowhere in the world a man like that should be celebrated. He says he's basically a booty band hit Bob Rashawn. You out of pocket. Real talk, Dodge. They're making any and everybody famous. Like, it don't make sense. Yeah, they still joke about Trayvon Martin. So I supposed to, so hold up, let me get this straight. What's the deal, Dodge? What? Let me get this straight. So they joke about Trayvon Martin to this day, but I supposed to feel empathy for a woman that all she had to do was get out the car and comply because she was down there starting trouble. She was trying to impede them officers from doing their job. That's the truth. Whether you agree with ICE or not, that's the truth. And then you try to run off, and then as Hassan Campbell would say, I'm gonna take his line. You got your snot box rocked. Come on, come on. I'm sorry. I can't. When I really think about it, I'm like, F that woman, man. Because at the end of the day, you brought that on yourself. You knew you had 3 adopted children. You knew you had your woman, and now who gonna lick that carpet? It's white on white crime. It's white on white crime. We got so much black and black crime going on in our community, and now it's white on white crime lately. Nobody's going to give it real like I'm giving it. It might be maybe one a couple. It might be a couple people, but the majority of the people, they so afraid to tell it like it is because they don't want to piss off their white subscribers. If white people watch me, and I do have white subscribers, they know that I keep it real. I tell the truth about my own people. I tell the truth about white people. I'm not biased. I'm gonna tell it like it is. Just because you black, if you effing up, I'm gonna tell you about yourself. If you white, I'm gonna tell you about yourself. I'm not gonna buck dance and shuck and jive around the truth because I'm trying to appease anybody. No, the truth don't. The truth is for everybody. I love human beings. naturally. I can be friends with anyone, no matter what your race, creed, or whatever. You can be gay. If you cool people, I can be your friend. Now, if you flamboyant, no, I can't do it. I'm just being honest with you. Like you acting like a woman, like just acting too flamboyant. I can't be around you. It's gonna irritate me. But if you're a gay woman, you're a gay man, you just act regular, and you cool peoples, and we get along, and we got the same things in common. We like the same. Why would I discriminate against you? I wouldn't, because what I do in the bedroom is my business. What you do in your bedroom is your business. But you're not gonna push that agenda on me. You're not gonna push that agenda on my family. We ain't doing that. But we just gotta keep it 100, man. And I'm gonna tell it like it is. I'm just this thing. I'm not gonna make it political like the Roland Martins of the world and everybody want to make it. You know what I mean? I'm not doing all that. No. If that was a black person that did the exact same thing, white people would say, "Here we go, black fatigue." They never listen. Black fatigue, black fatigue, black fatigue, black fatigue. It's always the same usual suspects. You see the comments. Let's keep it real. It's always the usual suspects. And guess what? When white people say that, you can't get mad because it's the truth. A lot of times our people doing the same dumb stuff. So I get mad when I see it. I'm like, damn, I'm proving them right. Here we go again. Here we go again. So now when it's their turn, we supposed to be so empathetic and sympathetic and oh my God. No, that woman was acting up. Right, wrong, and different. She was acting up. And she got what she got the prize that she asked for. Even if the officer could have got out the way, you still don't try to pull off when the officer is standing in front of your vehicle. What were you thinking? There's no way in the world. If I get pulled over by police, I ain't arguing with you. How you doing, officer? License, registration. Here you go, sir. Here you go, ma'am. What I do, officer? Oh, you did, sir. Even if I don't agree with you, okay, no problem. I'll take it to court. No problem, sir. Do you have any guns or weapons in the vehicle? I sure do, sir. I'm a license to carry. Here's my card. My vehicle, my firearm is such and such. I'm gonna tell you where it's at. You can inspect it if you would like. I'm not gonna make it hard because at the end of the day, I want to go home. And if the officer do something that's out of pocket, then I can get a lawyer and I can, you understand what I'm saying? But guess what? I get to go home. Okay, Mr. Woodgrain, we need you to get out of the car, and I'm gonna try to pull off on you. Yeah, okay. No, 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 no. Okay, officer, no problem. I'm not gonna play that. Listen, man, I want to go home. I want to go home. And that woman could have been home licking carpet and complaining about what ICE is doing at her house. For real. Real talk, Ricky. He said growing up in the hood, he was raised to comply so he don't get smoked. Professional victims, what's good? It's the truth. It's the honest to God truth. No, we just got to keep it 100. I mean, don't get me wrong. Rest in peace to her. Rest in peace to her. But I'm not going to shed a tear. I'm just not. I'm just saying, y'all. And I think that's why, most of y'all like my channel because, especially when I go live, because y'all know y'all gonna get it raw from me. You already know what time it is. You know, you know. You already know. Yeah, so I'm curious to see. I'm pretty sure Tariq Nasheed spoke out on it. I didn't check his content out yet. I'm gonna check his out, see what his perspective on it. I was watching some of Star show, but I didn't get a chance to finish it. I went live. I was he had just started talking about it and people was calling up. Um I saw some of Roland Martin stuff last night. I had to click off it. He was getting on my nerves. So, I wanted to see what some of the content creators was saying. Did Stephen A. Smith speak on it yet on his channel? Because I'm pretty sure he's probably going to address it, but I know how he gonna tap dance around it though. He ain't gonna really want to say what he really thinking because he afraid of It's a shame that it's like this. That's the only thing. Like when you're in corporate America, sometimes and they paying you so much money, you can't really be self. You can't really say what you really feel 100% because it's going to be backlash, and I think that's a shame. I know. I know. We were talking about that earlier. I GoFundMe at a million already. I'm watching CNN now. You're talking about the thousands of protests, and the thing about it, that protester don't mean shit. It just don't. It don't change anything. What is it changing in this situation? Nothing. Yeah, GoFundMe at $1 million. Ain't that something? I mean, the facts are these illegals. They come over here, then they be out there protesting like with their flags out, like you come over to America, don't do it the right way, and then be out there with the flags, with your country flag. It's like it's disrespectful, man. Like you can't come over somebody else's shit and think you're gonna do what you want to do. We can't go over to China and do that shit. We can't go over to Mexico and do that shit. We can't go to none of these other countries and just do what we want to do. You can't even go over to Canada. I can't go over to Canada and just say, okay, well, I'm just gonna do what I want to do without getting the proper paperwork. And then when you try to take me back, I got a problem. Like what? Come on. Yeah, they donating to it because you got to understand why they donating to it. They feel like she was gunned down. She's white. She's a lesbian. Come on now, you already know why they donating to it. They don't like Donald Trump because the ICE officers in their mind is Donald Trump's doing. So it's political, is race, is the sexual preference. They the main three reasons why the GoFundMe is so high like that. But Sona Massey John didn't even eclipse half of that. So You're gonna see some black people online buck dancing for this situation. You a fool, because them white folks wasn't buck dancing for us. When that stuff happened with Sona Massey, it wasn't really. If that was the case, then she would have had those same type of numbers, them same millions dollars of for her family. Medusa said she googled it was 500,000. 500,000 out of all that time. This shit hit over 1 million in one day. Come on now. And both incidents happened on camera. Are they burning stuff down? Yeah, I'm looking at CNN. I ain't know what it. And that's what I'm saying. When you burning stuff down, what is that doing? You burning up your own neighborhood. It's fucking stupid. Oh, not mine. I'm seeing something else. I'm bad. Not mine. That's somewhere, some other country. I thought they were still talking about this. Okay, I was about to say burning shit down. I say, hold up. E-Man said he saw a bunch of people buck dancing. Yeah, I know they are. Max, salute. Yeah, real talk, D. Y'all, all that fucking protesting don't do nothing. It don't. This ain't back in the 60s and 50s where that stuff had like some cachet to it. This stuff it don't do anything now. Trump gonna do what he want to do, regardless. He don't care about none of that. Trump gonna do what he want to do until he out of office. So the Democrats can't do nothing but blame themselves. Y'all should have had a better candidate up there to go against Trump, and y'all would have won. But you had that fake ass Kamala Harris, and that's what messed things up. And now Trump doing what he want to do, and y'all mad. Y'all messed it up. Real talk. He said they've been around for 125 years. Protesting is dumb and a waste of time. Yeah, you wait. You out there. It's listen. And them ICE agents, they loving it. You know why? Because that's overtime for them. When you out there protesting, you out there trying to block stuff, and they got to stand there and all that. They're getting overtime. They're getting bonuses. Real talk. Talk about it. D said the Democrats won't win as long as the candidates keep pushing the gay marriage. That's what messed her up. I said that back then. That's what messed her up. Everybody ain't going for that stuff. There's no disrespect to nobody's sexual preference, but we ain't going for it. We're not. You know, just like you see it, the agenda has been being pushed for a long time. The agenda is being pushed in commercials, TV shows, and movies. Just like when I was watching the Best Man chapters, when they had Lance on there, like they had his son, you know, was gay or whatever. He was hiding from his father. Then all that. Like it's always the agenda they want to push. But when you push a regular agenda to have a family, a black family, a white family, a Spanish family, this family like a mom and a dad, it's like that's kind of wrong. You're wrong for pushing the straight agenda, but the homosexuality agenda is like they're trying to make that like that's the right place to go. No, it's not the right place to go. Because if that's the case, then whoever made us, whether you believe in God or not, we know two men can't make a baby. Two women can't make a baby. You can't have offsprings without the opposite sex. That's a scientific fact. Without the man and the woman, you can't make a baby. Yeah, I'm looking at her now. Yeah, I can tell she gay. I'm looking at her face. Yeah, I see it. I see the lesbo all over her face. She looked like a shit starter. I mean, let's yo, yo, man, let me shut up, man. Let me, uh, oh man. Uh, I can't help myself, man. I'm too real, man. I can't help myself. Yo, you know what? You know what's crazy? I can see Charleston White speaking on this, right? I don't know if he already did, but I can hear him saying that the ICE agent is a hero. I can see him saying something like that. This memorial continues today, Sarah. I'm telling you, they're gonna break a record with that GoFundMe. I'm telling you, you mark my words. That thing gonna raise about 10 million. Sexually assaulting a teenage relative in 2022. Oh, so this same guy was dragged before trying to save somebody. Okay. He broke open the window, reached into the vehicle, and that's when this man drove about 100 yards, dragging this ICE officer. Yeah, he dragged him for 100 yards. Required 20 stitches. Cut on his left hand required 13 stitches. Yeah, they on CNN talking about it now. That he had conducted hundreds of traffic stops at this time with Border Patrol and with ICE, and many times he was trying to arrest a driver who was attempting to flee. In his testimony, he said this. They do erratic behaviors, they take great risks, and they seem to not be aware of other people driving on the road. They just need. So it sounds to me that this officer, this agent, basically was trained and knew how to do conflict. He got dragged before somebody with a vehicle. He wasn't taking a chance this time. She tried to pull off. How people view how he may have his mindset. He may have entered this experience. And he thinks that this is important context. Elle said American citizens had no business interfering with ICE. For real. It's the truth.
The precedent here is very simple. You have a federal law enforcement official engaging in federal law enforcement action. That's a federal issue. That guy's protected by absolute immunity. He was doing his job.
They mad. They say they mad. Even though I ain't got no love for JD Vance, right? They mad of him putting it like that because I'm telling you, you know why the real reason is. She's white and she's a lesbian. This outrage wouldn't be like this if she was a black straight woman. I'm telling y'all what I know. This man is a hero. I'ma say it. He's a hero. He's a hero. Because think about it. You trying to now? What if he didn't shoot her and she runs him over? Then what? Then what? Man, forget all that, man. Forget all that crap. Let's jump into this. Joining me now, Democratic Senator. I would have the same talking points if it was a black woman that did the same thing. If this black woman was supposed to get out the car, she down there protesting and trying to interfere with their stuff, and they said, get out the car, and you don't get out the car, you try to pull off, and he pop your weave off, I'd have had the same exact point. I ain't gonna get up here and just because you black, if you did wrong, you did wrong. She was white, she did wrong. The end. In order for our community to have law enforcement
is actually following. There needs to be a thorough investigation of this.
I got white fatigue right now. I have white fatigue. It's like they're quick to say about black fatigue. I got white fatigue right now.
Like millions of Americans, I was shocked to see the video of the shooting.
I think it was a headshot. He shot her twice, but I think he definitely popped her. I think he popped her in her dome.
It is hard for me to square.
I mean, I can't say what I really, really want to say. What I really, really want to say, because the more I'm thinking about it, it's pissing me the hell off. But I'm gonna keep that to myself. I said enough when you got the point.
Intending to or attempting to harm the ICE officer. Frankly,
I mean, she's trying to pull off. He's standing in front of the vehicle. What was he supposed to do? When you think about it, what was he supposed to do? Everybody want to keep slowing the video there. Well, look, when she backed up, and then okay, she backed up. She had to go forward, correct? So what if the ICE officer would have tried to jump on her? Like either way, she was going to keep driving. She was going to run that man over, and he popped her before he can get ran over because he got ran over before. You say you want to hear Jesse Lee Peterson? Y'all can hear him up there. Amazing. Man, hold on 1 second, y'all.
from keeps making threats to attack them in ways that don't help.
Yeah, I'm back. But yeah, it's basically a whole shit show anyway. If you really think about it. Yeah, did Stephen A. Smith speak on it yet? Anybody know? Because I know he normally, he got his YouTube channel. Sometimes he'll speak on, regular stuff. I'm just curious to know if he spoke on it. When I get off of here, I'm gonna change the channel name, and then I'm gonna look to see. I'm gonna cook some breakfast. No, I might wait till after I take my daughter to school. I keep forgetting that she got to be at school at 9:30. I'm sitting here. I still got time. It's only 8:10. But yeah, make sure y'all smash that like button, man. And I'm trying to get these watch hours up so we can get this thing monetized. I think a couple more lives. It's going to be there. Yeah, I think a couple more lives. But yeah, let me get my ass off of here so I can get my day started. And look out for that that content tomorrow. I'm going to the Shady Maple, so y'all look out for that, man. Make sure y'all support that, and yeah, we're gonna do our thing, y'all. 2026, man. It's time to get back right, and have some good fun. So thank y'all for watching. Hold up. What you say? He did speak on it. What did he say, Samuels? Did he keep it real, or he tap danced? He probably tap danced, because there's nowhere in the world I could see Stephen A. Smith saying, if the woman would have got out the car, I mean, if the woman would have got out the car, she'll still be alive. I don't see him. I mean, I don't see him saying it, even though that's the truth. But I don't see him saying it. Let me know real quick before I get off of here. I'm curious to know what approach he took, because I like Stephen A. Smith, but he be some. But you know how he do. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I ain't gonna mess my $100 million bag up neither. But you can still say it and keep it real. You can say, hey, it's a tragedy what happened, but the facts are, if she would have got out the car, she would probably be alive. He tap danced on both sides. Yeah, I figured that. Yeah. I knew he was going to do that. That's why I can never be on. I can never be on ESPN, because I'm too real. Like, you know what I mean? Because they shit. Ryan Clark be trying to be like that, but then he be always apologizing every goddamn 10 minutes. Always apologizing. Say what you mean what you say, nigga. Anyway, thank y'all for watching, man. I'll holler at y'all next time.